Hallelujah. Before I do anything, man, always pray before I do my thing, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to pray in front of y'all, I already did my thing, but you know what I'm saying? I want to say hallelujah. I just, you know what I'm saying, all praise due to the mighty one. Everybody know that the all made us all. So, you know what I'm saying, much respect to the all. Clap it up for the all right now. I have a new mixtape out right now called the Book of Malachi. It's not the Book of Malachi from the Bible. My name is Malachi, so this is about my spiritual journey and what I'm about. You feel what I'm saying? And how I came to a level of enlightenment. Y'all can dig that?
Yeah.
I know they like, well, what the Dre gonna do with a bow tie and all that? I mean, I must not be God. Drop that for me, dog. This world production. You know what I mean? This is how I'm feeling right now. This is my first time ever performing this. Listen. I break bread with the gods.
Nigga, we made it from slaves on the slave ship, live from the cotton field, straight to the spaceship.
Damn, I'm shitting gold these days.
They'll give you a license.
Accountable for nothing. So I'm saying.
Seriously, because family out here, alright, so yeah, alright, so we're gonna make this
All together now, collectively, we try. You either if you have a business, and most of us know.
Nigga, we made it from slaves on the slave ship, live from the cotton field, straight to the spaceship. Nigga, we made it from slaves on the slave ship, live from the cotton field, straight to the spaceship. Nigga, we made it from slaves on the slave ship, live from the cotton field, straight to the spaceship. You can blow the nose off, that won't change it. Obamacare won't heal all that anguish. We came a long way from the bottom of the boat. All praise to the Mac D, we found our language. Gold necklace, middle finger erected. God, Prophet Shabazz, styling on the record. Lost sons of Muhammad, we wildin' in the records. The Shad, Alad, and Lahad is the message. All these niggas, I got to fight one. All these devils, I got to strike some. All these rebels just waiting on the war cry. Mama said, son, you got to strike drum. Rock nation, celebration, motivation, elevation. Nigga, we made it from slaves on the slave ship, live from the cotton field, straight to the space. Nigga, we made it from slaves on the slave ship, live from the cotton field, straight to the space. Nigga, we made it from slaves on the slave ship, live from the cotton field, straight to the spaceship.
Right? Let's take a look at it. This is what it looks like up close and personal. You see nitrogen, you see fluorine, you see oxygen. Alright? For those of you that have been following me, you will notice I keep exposing this little secret in biology. Alright? This does not belong in a healthy black body. Nitrogen is a killer for black folks. Alright? Nitrogen is a killer for black folks. But here's where the problem comes in. First of all, our holistic healers are a mess. They ratchet. Alright? Most of them don't do any studying on their own. They're just watching YouTube, listening to somebody else. Like, all you gotta do is get, for most of them, get you some old Savvy or old Africa book that'll knock out almost all of the new generation. It's just recycled information. There's nothing new there. Alright? And if there's nothing new there, then you are causing just as much of a problem as a European. Okay? Because that's the one thing to help is that this environment that we live in is constantly changing. So the things that you do to stay on top of your health in this environment have to always change. You can't even do the same workout and expect to get results. Because if you do 50 push-ups every day for 2 weeks, you might get some growth, but after a while, your muscles are going to have that memory, and 50 push-ups is no longer enough to push you past the threshold for growth. Same thing for other areas in your life. Now, we're going to talk about blood types, because that's important here. But we need to recognize nitrogen is a poison, and anytime you add nitrogen with hydrogen or water, you get ammonia. Alright, this is not natural to your body. However, this is natural in yeast and rhesus monkeys. This is natural in yeast and rhesus monkeys. So yeast and rhesus monkeys have an ammonia transport system. Yeast and rhesus monkeys have an ammonia transport system. See, this is important because people will be asking me all the time, like, I've been places that were quote-unquote vegetarian, And I'm speaking there, and people there ask me questions like, well, Minister Enqi, what about nutritional yeast? And I'm like, there's no such thing as a nutritional yeast. That's like asking me about nutritional crack or organic cocaine. Like, there is no healthy poison. It doesn't work. There's no nutritional yeast. Nutritional yeast is nutritional to other yeast. There's no yeast or fungus that's nutritional to humans. Okay? But yeast is everywhere. There's a reason. All right? Because there is a different phenotype that is creating the templates for your health. And that phenotype organically shares genetic past with yeast and rhesus monkeys. All right? This is now why people have rhesus monkeys in their genetics. All right? Anybody that has B positive, A positive, or O positive, you now have rhesus monkey genes in your body right now. Okay, so in your body, you have an underdeveloped ammonia transport system because the rhesus monkey genes are not new to you. So that means that it came from somewhere, somebody in your family, somewhere back along the lines had sex with somebody that had those genes and now you have them. All right, but we live in the time of smartphones. So we don't have to look crazy to see if Minister Enqi knows what we're talking about. Just take your smartphone out and look out what the rhesus factor is. All right, so that's what your blood type is. When you have A type, A positive, that positive means you're positive for the rhesus monkey proteins. All right, those proteins have become a part of your natural blood cell. All right, so now you have monkey proteins in your blood cell because we have mixed with monkeys out here. All right, the obvious is true. So these are some unpopular things that people don't like to talk about because most black folks, if you're not O, we are B positive. All right, so we got a lot of B positive in us. All right, but it's not natural. It's only natural. This is important. The ammonia transport system is only natural to rhesus monkeys and yeast. This is why black folks lead in dialysis machines. We lead in kidney failure. We lead in liver failure because we are trying to consume the diet like white folks, and white folks have an ammonia transport system. Their body can handle abnormally high nitrogen levels from eating all that meat. See, it's natural for them to eat meat, not natural for you to eat meat. They have a shorter intestine than you do. This blackness is a gift. That's why nobody, there's nobody online to debate Minister Enqi. Everybody has people itching. Oh, I want to debate such and such. Let me start this. There's nobody in line to do that. Because I take my time, so by the time I say something, I can prove it. I can show you that blackness is a blessing biologically. Because when you have it, there's other things that goes on inside. You have more follicles. The darker your skin, the more hair follicles you have. Inside every one of those hair follicles is what they are now calling stem cells. So when they're doing stem cell research, that's black blood cell research because we got them and nobody else do.
When you talk about the path of Asar, or you talk about Yisrael, he who striveth with God and striveth with man and prevails. Meaning he strives with the celestial energies, and he strives with what? The terrestrial energies and prevail. You're supposed to be over all these influences, and they should not have no negative effects upon you. So now you look and say, what is this? This is Hinduism, this is Buddhism. Brother, there's no science in the world that didn't come from us. So when we look at it, you see, well, brother, there's no 7 chakras in the body. In the Bible. The temple is your what? Your body. What was the name of the candle that was in the temple? A menorah. How many stems it had? 7 stems. At the end of the menorah, it had budding flowers. So it's dealing with a science that when they gave it to you as religion, you couldn't take it. You thought it was good for a while, then you say, you know what, I'm not getting nowhere. Because they took everything out the Bible. They took what the Bible took. They took everything out Egypt. They took everything out of Sumer. Everything was supposed to be people bowing to animals, people doing this and that. They didn't tell us the truth, what science was talking about. So that's why we developed a hatred for something that can get you back where you need to be. The angel wrestled Jacob.
Nigga, we made it from slaves on the slave ship, live from the cotton fields.
I can't do nothing with it. It has to be something to it, right? Where did the angel hit him? In the hip. What does the hip deal with? it deals with the sensual, sexual, reproduction, the lower levels, and lower than that, the materialistic things in life. But this angel was an oppressor angel that challenged us to afflict us. Think about it. Only how they can keep you down is when they attack you with sexuality and the materialistic world. That's why all your music has something to do with what? Sex and money. The angel, no oppressor can stop you unless they keep you here. But what happened with Jacob? He prevailed and the sun came up, right? Which gave him that energy, because when you sleeping, that serotonin is being released and is transferred into melatonin, and we can go on and on. But you need this to survive and become who you are. So it's directions inside of it that keep you closer to who you're supposed to be, but we didn't read it like that. We only read it how the pastor told you to read it. Gave you a little bit of feel-good information. Greeks would have spent all of that money, and they would have tore down all of these things to try to find out what that book was talking about. You don't know how valuable you were. They show you about the Roman Colosseum, but they don't tell you what sponsored the Roman Colosseum. You know what paid for the Roman Colosseum? All the spoils from the Second Temple. Look up the history. They took 3/4 of the spoils of the Second Temple and they built the Roman Colosseum.
Nigga, we made it from slaves on the slave ship, live from the cotton fields. Nigga, we made it from slaves on the slave ship, live from the cotton fields.
All right. So when I talk the scriptures, you say, well, brother, there's a lot of stuff in the scriptures that I don't agree with, and I'm not here to convert anybody. But what I'm showing you is the point that we stand on and things that we can use and apply in our life to become a better people. Just think about it. Circle, scepter, rhythms. Anybody ever heard of that? All right. The key word in here is scepter, dealing with 7, right? Now, here goes a 4, and here goes a 3, which equals a 7. And this is the sign and the pattern they continue because they were showing you something with these circumceptive rhythms. Do you know that every 7 days your body has to rest, right? Science proves that. You ever did an extreme workout, the P90X, Insanity? They always give you that 1 day. But scientists discovered through epigenetics that every 7 years, because you got the 7-year Sabbath too. Remember that. Think about it. Every 7 years, your body can reprogram itself and reprogram its genes. And that's why they say after 7 years, your credit is, don't worry about that. We kind of cleared up for you. Because you could be what? A new person. So we have to start utilizing this transformation. But this is inside the scriptures. It's telling you about the sabbatical stuff. But then it tells you, and you look at it, it looks like it's in the image of a DNA strand. And this is what they always showed us. Exodus 31:13. Be careful to keep my Shabbat day, for the Shabbat is a sign of the covenant between me and you from generation to generation. That's your sign. That's your covenant. These laws are genetic. So if you decided to go off and do whatever you wanted to do, it's still going to affect you if you don't follow a certain way of life. If you don't understand how your body works. We've seen this, and you've probably seen this in the debate, but most people who didn't see it or didn't go that far in the debate, and I watch a lot of people. A lot of people go online, and you know this, they watch the first 15 minutes or something, and they say, I seen
slaves on the slave ship, live from the cotton fields.
Yeah, you the melanin, I'll tell you all about it. You only see the first 15 minutes, what about the rest of the 45 minutes? Don't let that ADHD kick in, read it. So I came across the sphenoid bone, which is the foundation bone in your body. I mean, in your brain, right? And in your skull. Now, it has 4 wings.
Nigga, we made it from slaves on the slave ship, live from the cotton fields, straight to the spaceship. You can blow the nose off, that won't change it. Obamacare won't heal all that anguish. We came a long way from the bottom of the boat. All praise to the Mac D, we found our language. Gold necklace, middle finger erected. God, Tabi Shabazz, styling on the record. Lost sons of Muhammad, we wildin' in the wreckage. And Shadu, Alad, and Lahad is the message. All these niggas, I got to fight one. All these devils, I got to strike some. All these rebels just waiting on the wall cry. Mama said, son, you got to strike drum. Rock nation, celebration, motivation, elevation. Nigga, we made it from slaves on the slave ship, live from the cotton fields, straight to the spaceship. Nigga, we made it from slaves on the slave ship, live from the cotton fields, straight to the spaceship. Nigga, we made it from slaves on the slave ship, live from the cotton fields, straight to the spaceship.
Is shit, number one. Number two, the people don't, he doesn't research, he don't research. He don't encourage his people to research. And number three, the new Black Panther Party was hijacked. This isn't